Okay, on to the next Skip the Line reaction, man. And this one is RMS of BTS Wildflower, live in Seoul. Just before we even get started, I just want to say I apologize for the delay with these. I had a couple of things that I had to do. I did explain all of that in a post on the Sphere and on my community post on YouTube as well, so you guys can go take a look at there. Booking form will not open until all Skip the Line reactions from this past week have been completely completed. And then we've got 3 series dropping next week as well. So Skip the Line booking form will be closed for a bit, but when it does eventually open, I'm going to be running the lowest special I've ever run, just as compensation for the delay with these. All of them are going to be $3. All Skip the Line reactions will be $3. Right, this is a Skip the Line reaction from Meikacha Fan. I think I'm saying that correctly. The message over here is, this is live, a 200-person audience in RM's dream venue when he was starting out as an underground rapper. The music video is awesome, and the song is his title track from his new album Indigo, but the live version is just so wonderful, so I requested it. I normally would request Dimash as well, but you already do his music. You would need the subtitles, the song's lyrics. I think you will really enjoy. Awesome, man. Let's get straight into it. We got a lot of work to do, so let's see what we got. Let's go. We actually haven't done BTS in a while.
No shine, I'm on my grind. 두 발이 땅에 닿지 않는 달. 당신의 마음이 당신을 넘는다. 봄이 나를 집어삼킬 때 내가 하는 달. 그 모든 달. 불꽃을 나는 동경했어 난. 그저 화려하게 지고 싶은 난. 시작의 전부터 난 상상했었지. 끝에 웃으며 박수 쳐줄 수 있게 나 소원했어 난. 어떤 게 다 멀어지던데 이 모든 병에가 이제 멍해가 됐을 때 이 욕심.
It's crazy how many artists actually speak of that. I promise you, it's like 1 in every 2. Like, it's literally 1 out of 2 artists always say this, right? And it really is just a symptom of fame and being famous. Is that first he speaks of the actual hunger. He dreamt of this. He wanted to be famous, right? He wanted to be one of those that's going to be in the limelight, where the crowds would just like adulate him and all that kind of thing. And then when he finally, he had that flame, that was his drive, right? That was his motivation. And then when he eventually got that, and then he went and he did what he loved, which I'm sure he still does love, right? That comes with its own problem. Fame comes with its own problem. It comes with its own hatred. It comes with the people who absolutely love you, which feel like now you feel you have an obligation to these people and you don't want to disappoint them as well. You're now in the public eye, so everything that you do is now watched, right? Everything that you say is taken by somebody and either twisted and thrown back at you or something in that manner, right? So it's never as easy as you think, right? So the rise is beautiful and you feel weightless, right? But as you get higher, you need to tread lighter because the fall just becomes so much harder. And I mean, that's basically what he's saying right off the bat in this part over here.
Every day and every night, persistent pain and criminal mind. 내 심장 소리에 잠 못 들던 밤 창밖에 걸린 청승마 신초승달 I do wish me a lovely night. 내 분수보다 비례해질 날 저기 날아오르는 풍선을 애써지고 다져 물어 대체 지금.
I like that he actually refers to it as, or refers to his career as, so he says my status is an oversized life, and then he's like, it's like a balloon drifting past, right? So it's like this balloon is fragile. There's not much engineering to this, and he understands that at any point, this balloon could pop and you could just plunge down to the ground again. So he knows that, he needs to avoid obstacles that are going to, sort of create the perfect conditions for his demise.
저기 날아오르는 풍선을 내서 지고 따져 물어 대체 지금 너 어디에 Where you go? Where's the soldier? Where's the truth?
Hey. I think the lyrics might be wrong, but it almost sounds like what she's saying, unless they actually intentionally amalgamating the two words, right? So calling yourself a flower, and then a flower that sort of blossoms like I think what they're trying to say over here is they're trying to be somewhat poetic, and they're trying to put those two words together. So like a firework explodes. So if you think of a firework exploding, and you think of a fire, and you think of a flower blossoming, it kind of has that same sort of like expanding motion, essentially. So like a flower blossoms and it opens up, and a firework, when it explodes, it has that same sort of like blossoming look to it, essentially, but in the sky. So at first I thought, no, this must be a mistake over here, but I think it's actually intentionally done to actually say it's like a flower in the sky, flower work, right? I think maybe, I'm not sure.
하나 열까지 다 일시일시 끝한 카메라 이제 벗겨질까 미노 힘도 미노 필은 아무것도 아니나 공해주는 방법들.
Hey, I don't agree with that. I'm no hero, I'm no villain, I'm barely nothing. No, barely nothing at all. I mean, if we're going to go into the philosophical sense of it, then maybe that's where he's sort of deriving from, like everything is nothing and nothing is everything. Do you know what I mean? But let's not get into the philosophy of that, because I'm sure I'm not going to bore you with all of that. But anyway.
하나 열까지 다 일시일시 끝한 카메라 이제 벗겨질까 미노 힘도 미노 필은 아무것도 아니나 공해주는 방법들 기억들은 안 포기해 난 모든 파속에 시선을 던져 하늘에 뭘 원했었던 건지 제 기억이 안 나 얻었다 밀었던 모든 행복은 끝이나 내 합의건 no matter what's your fault 그게 뭐가 됐건 새벽에 호 자락을 붙잡고 뭔가 토해내는 기억 목소리만 큰 자들의 사회 난 여전히 실목을 말해주고 방백과 순간 돗담에 물을 오해 편견들이 타길 반갑잖아 너 헷갈려 내 두 발이 여기 따위 눈 없는 꽃과 함께 별에 가슴 벗어 악해 발밑으로 와주고 목적 없는 목적지로 슬픈 줄도 모르고
What did he say there about destination without a purpose?
발밑으로 와주고 목적 없는 목적
To a destination without a purpose, not even knowing my own sadness.
슬픈 줄도 모르고 그림자 마주치기로
See, that's the thing over there, is like your destination is only reached because of your purpose. At the end of the day, if you don't know what your purpose is, then what's the point? You wouldn't have a destination at the end of the day. I think I've spoken about this before with like Mongolian, or I think it was the Japanese, actually. It wasn't the Mongolian, where they actually create these unbelievable pieces of rice art. And they literally place grain by grain with like a pair of tweezers, and it takes them months to do this. And they do it across an entire floor of I don't know, some house or ritual place, whatever it is. But they do it across an entire floor, right? And they place a grain of rice piece by piece by piece until at the end, they come up with this absolutely beautiful art on the floor. And literally the moment they are finished placing that last piece of rice, they literally just come out and they sweep everything. No pictures, no nothing. Like literally sweep. It takes them months to do it, and then they sweep everything up. And you know, we tend to think like, why would you do that? Like it's so much time wasted. But they believe that it's not about the actual it wasn't about the end product. It was actually about the journey, right? And that's actually a lesson of it. So if you happen to wonder by while they were doing it, you could sit there or stand there, and you could appreciate the journey of it. And then sometimes they would be this far or that far or that far, and that to them was the most important thing. That was actually the meaning of them doing all of that, right? And if you were the kind of person that would be like, okay, no, I'll see it tomorrow, they've still got a lot to do, so I'll see it tomorrow, and then you come back and you think, oh, if they'll be done by tomorrow, it's fine, because when they're done, I'll go and see it. And then you go when they're done and it's all swept up and you're like, Jesus, I missed it. Like, yeah, that's the point, right? It's about actually appreciating that in the moment, right? So it's about appreciating the journey as opposed to the end product at the end of the day. Now, I had somewhere that I was going with that, but just attaching it to the story itself is that the destination, so many people focus on the destination. Well, the majority of people focus on the destination, but nobody really knows what the destination is. The destination is very blurry to a certain degree. I mean, you do have your star and you know, okay, well, that's my star and there's a straight line to my star. So here I'm going to start. And then you start realizing that you're drifting off and you're getting further away from your star. So then you start coming back and you zigzag. So you now, the actual trajectory to your star is no longer like a straight linear line. It's now going like that and like that and like that and like that. But as you live on and as you fulfill your purpose, that jagged line of zigzagging tends to shrink. And before you know it, you know, you're actually almost in line with your star. And it doesn't mean that, you know, that you'll get to your star. Sometimes it's not about getting to the star. It's about the idea. It's about the journey that you took getting to that star. You learned through a lot of things, and this side was good and that side was bad, and all this zigzagging caused you pain and agony and all of that, but it also gave you a lot of learning, which through that learning you were able to sort of take that wide journey and sort of make it smaller and smaller and smaller and smaller and shorter until you're on like a single shot at your star, if that makes any sense.
원래 내 것은 아무것도 없었지. And don't tell me I gotta be a someone. 난 절대 그들처럼 될 수 없어. 그들의 시작은 시 여태껏 날 지켜온 단 하나의 원천. 다른 불꽃에서 들꽃으로 손안에서 영원으로 나의 황량한 그의 나무를 언젠가나 되돌아가래.
I like that.
Light a flower, flower, where flower, flower,
very nice song.
Light a flower, flower, where flower, flower,
Hey.
That's what I have. No shine.
I like that he says no shame on the grave. So it's basically saying I live by no regrets at the end of the day. The things I did with good intentions. The things I did with a pure heart. The things I did with a pure soul, right? I did everything for the betterment and everything for good. Nothing was facetious or malevolent or it wasn't intentionally being like that. Obviously we're all human and stuff like that, but it's like I'll go to the grave knowing that I chased what I had to chase, right? And I learned what I had to learn, but I know who I am. Even though I don't know who I am, I know that I can rest in peace knowing that, you know, I shot at a target, and you know, whether I hit it or didn't hit it, I did my thing, and I hold no regrets for that. Beautiful. I really enjoy. What? Oh, thanks for that. Okay, so I really enjoyed that. I think that's great. I like his voice. I liked her voice as well. I'm not entirely sure who. Well, with Eugene. Eugene. Okay, so I liked her voice as well. I liked the song. I love the lyrics of the song as well. Very introspective, very aware, somewhat philosophical as well. I think he kept a lot of that. A lot of those statements were quite open-ended. Like, you can think about a lot. Like, if you had to try and put yourself in his own mind, you think, okay, what is he really trying to say about himself over here? But yeah, man, I actually really enjoyed that. But once again, I mean, BTS and everyone, you know, all of the members of BTS are all fantastic in their own right. So I'm not even surprised that this is good. Anyway, you guys let me know what you think down below, and I'll catch you on the next one. Peace!